Hello viewers, welcome to Civil Learning Online, and today in this video I will be discussing about moment distribution method. This is going to be my second video on moment distribution method. You can have the link of the first video in the description, and without any further delay let's get started. So here comes step 1, and in step 1 we will be calculating the fixed in moment as we have done in slope deflection method. So let's write it down. Step 1, that is fixed end moment, and let us find out the fixed in moment for the span AB at end A. Then we will write it as M AB cap equals to, now we have the formula. When the span is loaded with UDL, then we have a formula to calculate the fixed in moment, that is minus W L square upon 12. This is in case of this is the formula to find the fixed in moment. So on putting the value, we will have 3 times L square. L span is 6 meters, so 36 by 12. We will have here minus 9 kilonewton meter. Similarly, for the same span AB, moment at end B, MBA, will be given by positive W L square by 12. So everything is same, plus 3 times 36 upon 12. Again we will have here plus 9 kilonewton meter. Now time to calculate the fixed in moment of span BC. So we will write it down here. MBC, this is the fixed in moment at joint B. So MBC equals to minus WAB square upon L square. This is the formula to calculate the fixed in moment when our span is asymmetrically loaded or the load is away from the center. So here this is going to be our A and this is going to be our B. On putting the value, we will have here minus W means 8 times A means 3 times B square means 2 square, so 4 upon L square 25. That's going to be minus 3.84 kilonewton meter. Similarly, we need to find the fixed in moment at joint C of same span BC. Then we will have here MCB equals to positive WA square B upon L square. So we will write down here plus W is 8 and A is 3, so we will write here 3 square means 9 into B is 2 meter. B is 2 meter, so we will write here 2 upon L square means 25. So we will have here positive 5.76 kilonewton meter. Now time to calculate the fixed in moment of span CD. So we will write it down here. MCD means fixed in moment at joint C equals to plus WL upon 8. This is the formula to calculate the fixed in moment when our span is symmetrically loaded, means the point load is acting at the mid span of the beam. So we will have here, on putting down the value, W is 18 into span is 5 meter divided by 8 and the sign is positive, so we will have here 11.25 kilonewton meter. Similarly, MDC, the formula is, oh sorry, this will be negative, so we will have here negative. Now the formula is positive WL upon 8, so we will have here plus 11.25 kilonewton meter. Now after this we need to move to our step 2, which is very important in moment distribution method, in which we need to find a distribution factor. So let's learn the trick to find the moment distribution factor, because most of the student faces difficulty while finding the moment distribution method. So I am going to clarify that. So To calculate the distribution factor we need a table, so let us draw a table first. So our first column is joint. In joint we need to take the intermediate joint, and the intermediate joint in the given diagram is B and C. So we will write it down here. In joint we will take joint B and joint C. After that we have span, so we need to take the span connected to this joint, and the span connected to joint B is BA and BC. Similarly, span connected to joint C is CB and CD. So we will write it down here. Joint B, that is BA and BC. Similarly, for C it will be CB and CD. Now we need to take the relative stiffness, and relative stiffness K is given by I by L for fixed ends as well as for hinge support lying at intermediate place. Let me provide you a diagram, and then I will find the relative stiffness here. So we need to take the relative stiffness of span BA, and the end A is fixed, so the relative stiffness is going to be I by L due to the fixed end A. So we will write it down here, I upon L, and the I is normal simply I, so it is going to be I, and the span L is 6 meters, so this is going to be I upon 6. Similarly, for span BC, our C is hinged support, but it is lying at intermediate position, so its relative stiffness will again be the same, I by L, and the I is our 2I, so this is going to be 2I upon span is 5 meter. So we will write it down here, 2I upon 5. Let me repeat it. See here guys, now we need to find the relative stiffness for span BC, and our C end is hinged, which is lying at intermediate position. It is not at the corner. C is not at the corner of the span, it is at intermediate position due to the joint D. So in such case its relative stiffness is going to be I by L, and we are provided that I is 2I here, so we need to take 2I, and the L is 5 meter. So our relative stiffness for span BC is 2I upon 5. Similarly, for span CB, again it is going to be the same. For span CB means we need to move at joint C, because our joint is C here, so CB, and again the joint B, for with respect to joint C we need to take left hand side, and the joint B is again hinged, which is at intermediate position, so we will again have the relative stiffness as I by L. So this is going to be our 2I, and the span is 5 meter, so this is again 2I upon 5. Similarly, for span CD, now see here guys, our D end is fixed support, and it is fixed support, so we need to take the relative stiffness for the fixed support is given as I by L, and the I is simply I, and the L is 5 meter. So we need to write it down here, I upon 5. Now we need to take summation K. These all are our K, so we need to add up to find the summation K. So on adding I upon 6 and 2I upon 5, see how the addition is done. I upon 6 means 1 by 6 plus 2I by 5 means 2 by 5, and we will have here 17 by 30 means that is going to be our 17I upon 30. And let's separate this, because these are separate spans, or that separate joints. Now here CB and CD, let's add it. Then how we will add? 2i by 5 means 2 upon 5 plus I by 5 means 1 upon 5. On adding this, we will have here 3 by 5 means that is 3i by 5. Now here this is distribution factor. Distribution factor is given by k upon summation k. So what we need to do is we have to divide k means this value upon this value, again this value by this value. Similarly here we need to divide this value by this value, again this value by this value. Now see the calculation how it is done. As we have here 1 by 6, so on dividing k upon summation k, this is going to be like, see here guys, k by summation k. So if we take the value of k, that is I by 6 by summation k. Summation k is 17i by 30. So on how can we multiply divide this will get interchanged. So we will have here I by 6, and to write this dividing term into multiplication, we need to interchange. So this is going to be 30 upon 17i. So I get cancelled, that is 5 by 17. So let's write it down here. BA distribution factor will be 5 by 17. Similarly further I am going to show you with the help of calculator here. So here this is going to be 2 by 5, 2 by 5 times, just multiply this by interchanging, so 30 by 17. We will have here 12 by 17. Similarly for span CB, we will have here, what we need to do is we have to multiply, means 2 by 5 times 5 by 3, 5 by 3. We will have here 2 by 3. Similarly here it is 1 by 5 times 5 by 3, 5 by 3. So we will have here 1 by 3. Now after calculating the distribution factor, we need to do the further step, that is step number 3. Now here comes step 3, and in step 3 we will be calculating the final moment. So let us draw the table for calculating the final moment. See here guys how to draw the table here. This is our point joint A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Now write down the factor which we have calculated here. The distribution factor for BA was 5 by 17, which we have calculated in step 2. Similarly distribution factor for BC was 12 by 17. Similarly distribution factor for CB was 2 by 3 and CD was 1 by 3. Now after this let's write down the fixed in moment which we have calculated in step 1, that is minus 9 at end A of span AB, and at B that is plus 9, and the fixed in moment for span BC at B is minus 3.84, and for span CB is plus 5.76. Similarly for CD it is minus 11.25, and DC is plus 11.25. Now add these two, plus 9 and minus 3.84. 9 minus 3.84, we get 5.16. Now multiply 5.16 with 5 by 17, 5 upon 17. So here we get 1.517. So round this off, then we will have 5.12. Now see here guys, we will write here 5, sorry, we have got 1.517, and round off we will have here 1.52. now see here guys, here the difference or on adding plus 9 and minus 3.84, we have got positive value, so we will write it the term in negative. Now again on adding 9 minus 3.84, we have got 5.16. now multiply 5.16 by 12 by 17, so multiply 12 by 17, we have got 3.64, and the third term is 2, which on round off we will have 3.64. so let's write it down here 3.64, and again the difference between these two terms was taking positive sign, so we will write it in negative. Now come here, we have on adding 5.76 and 11.25, 5.76 minus 11.25, we have the difference is sum in 5.49, which is in negative. So now multiply 5.49 in by 2 by 3, we will have here 3.66. so let's write it down here 3.66. now the difference or the sum of these two number was taking negative sign, so we will write it in positive 3.66. again 5.76 minus 11.25, we have 5.49, divide multiply this by 1 by 3, we have here 1.83. so write it down here 1.83, and the difference between these two terms was taking negative sign, so it will be written in positive. Now draw a line here. Now guys, you can see that our int A and int D is fixed int, so we need to transfer half of the moment at A and D. Means we need to transfer half of 1.52 here at A and half of 1.83 at D. So let's see how this is done. We simply need to do is 1.52 divided by 2, and we will get 0.76, and this is negative, so write it down here minus 0.76, this is brought here. Similarly 1.83, so 1.83 divided by 2, we will have here 0.915, so we will write it here as positive 0.92, on round off we will have here 92, so here like this. Now see here guys, we need to do the cross placement of the moment here. This is positive 3.66, so divide 3.66 by 2, we have here 1.83, that is positive, so bring it here, so we will have here positive 1.83. Similarly this is 3.64, so 3.64 divided by 2, we have here 1.82, that is negative, so minus 1.82. here nothing means 0, so on adding these two we will get 1.83. so see here guys, what we need to do, 1.83 multiply 1.83 by 5 by 17 into 5 divided by 17, we will have here 0.538, so we will write here 0.54. so this is plus, so we will write it in minus 0.54. again 1.83 into 12 upon 17, so we will have here 1.291, so we will write here 1.29, and this is positive, so minus 1.29. after that again we will move this at joint C. Here we have minus 1.82, so multiply 1.82 into 2 by 3, and it is in negative, so we will need to write in positive, so we will have here plus 1.21. Similarly 1.82 into 1 by 3, then we will have here 0.606. So we will write it down here positive 0.61. Now bring the half of this value here and half of this value here. So dividing 0.54 divided by 2, we will have here 0.27, and that is negative, so minus 0.27. And let's draw a line here. You you do not need to show this sign while solving the numerical in exam. I am just showing you to make you understand. So, and here we have 0.61, so divide 0.61 divide by 2, we will have here 0.305. so we will write it here as 0.31, 0.31, and the arrow. Now we need to bring half of this value here and half of this value here. So 1.21 divided by 2 is going to be 0.605. so let's write it down here. This is positive, so positive 0.61. again 1.29 divided by 2 is going to be 0.645, so it is going to be 0.65, and this is negative, so minus 0.65, and thus arrow to show you how the value came here, which is this value. Now here we have 0.61 and minus 0.65, so multiply 0.61 by 5 by 17, so 0.61 into 5 by 17, and we have 0.179, so it is going to be 0.18, and this is positive, so we will write it down here in negative, minus 0.18. Similarly 0.61 into 12 by 17, we have here 0.43, and this is positive, so minus 0.43. again this is 0.65, so 0.65 into 2 by 3, 0.65 is multiplied with 2 by 3, and we have got here 0.43, and that is negative, so it's positive 0.43. again 0.65 into 1 by 3, and this is going to be 0.217216, so it is going to be positive 0.2, on round off we will have 22. Now bring the half value here, half value here, half value here, and half value here. Now multiply 0.22 by 5 by 17, then we will get here minus 0.06, and multiply 0.22 by 12 by 17, then we will get here minus 0.16. Similarly minus 0.22 is multiplied by 2 by 3, then we will have here plus 0.15. again minus 0.22 is multiplied by 1 by 3, then we will have here plus 0.07. now draw the line here. Now guys, you might have noticed that the value of this portion is decreasing, and when we will start having the value 0.01 or 0.02 or 0.03, then that will be our final steps. Means we are as we have got 0.06 on half, we will have here minus 0.03, and this value is going to be plus 0.08, and half of this is also going to be minus 0.08. On round off we will get 0.08, and again this will have here plus 0.035, which will be equals to 4. Now after this, on multiplying this by 5 by 17, we will have here minus 0.02 and minus 0.06. Similarly, this is going to be plus 0.05 and plus 0.03, and this will be our final step because we have start getting the value 0.02, 0.03. We can solve this further up to 0.01 also, but this much is sufficient in this numerical. So now let's find out the final moment here of this question. Now for finding the final moment, what we need to do is we have to add all these number. On adding all these number, we will have here minus 10.15. Similarly, on adding this whole number, we will have the final moment, this whole number, then we will have here final moment as plus 6.68. Similarly, adding these all numbers, we will have here final moment as minus 6.68. On adding these all number, we will have here the final moment as plus 8.49, and on adding all these number, we will have here the final moment as minus 8.49, and adding these numbers line, we will have here plus 12.63, and this was our final moment. Now in step 4, we will be drawing the bending moment diagram, and I will be providing you the steps or the rules which are to be considered while finding the relative stiffness in different support condition. So watch the video till end. Now this is our bending moment diagram. It was calculated by using the formula WL square by 8. It was calculated by using the formula WAB by L, WL square by 8, and it was calculated by using WL by 4, and the value here is minus 10.15, this value. Similarly, this value is 6.68, and this value is 8.49, and this value is 12.63. Now the time for the rules which are to be considered while finding the relative stiffness are in the these are the rules which are to be considered while finding the relative stiffness on different supporting condition. I will be adding the video on this condition, so do not forget to subscribe and like and share this video, and stay connected with Civil Learning Online. Do not forget to press the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day, guys.